Yo, peace, was good. Welcome to another hip hop album review. This is part 82. The album that I will be reviewing today is LL Cool J's second album, Bigger and Deffer, released in 1987. Alright, everybody should know who LL Cool J is. I'm not gonna get into who he is. If you guys want to know more, check out my review that I did on his I believe it was his 7th album, or his 6th album, Phenomenon, that was released in 1997. That's when I get more into depth with his biography and stuff like that. But like I said, this is his second album. This was released 2 years after his first album, Radio. After that album, he was getting critical acclaim, and he came out with this album. All right, see LL Cool J right on top of his car. He's right in front of Andrew Jackson High School in Queens, New York. That school right there, that's a bad fucking school. Like, it's so bad. Like, I remember back. Well, I wasn't even thought of back in the 70s, but you could look it up. But Andrew Jackson High School back in the 70s. Like in the basement, there was like a little drug ring going on. There was like a drug lab. Like niggas was like cooking heroin and shit like that. So they had like a little drug bust in that school at that time. And a couple of alumni went to that school, like LL Cool J until he dropped out. And also 50 Cent went there back in the day too. He also got busted for selling drugs too. So little hip hop trivia for you guys. But yeah, it's still on. This school is still open to this day, but it's a magnet school now. So, but anyways, getting back to LL Cool J's album, the second album, singles off the album. Well, let me show you what the album looks like. This is what it looks like right here. Open it up. That's what the CD looks like. Regular CD case from the 80s, whatever. Open it up. You see LL Cool J in his grandmother's background. I mean grandmother's basement, because that's when he was living at the time, so you just see him in the basement just hitting the punch bag with his boys, just like just pump, getting just getting fit, you know what I mean? So pretty dope. Alright. No features on the album, just all LL album, all LL, which is cool. Singles off this album, there's 3 singles. The singles off the album are I'm Bad, Go Cut Creator Go, and I Need Love. Alright? You know how I get down. I'm gonna break down through some of the songs. How I get down. Alright. The first song is I'm Bad. It's self-explanatory. It's just him saying like he's the best MC of all time, whatever. Just going in. Like he goes in. If you listen to the lyrics, he actually goes in. It's a dope video. It's like you just see him running away from the cops and all that. It's a dope video. It's when you look at the video, you'll laugh, because like just some of the dance moves he was doing back in the day, and the tight ass red Kango suit that he was wearing back in the day, with Adidas, whatever he was wearing at the time. Cause back in the 80s, they was just rocking that shit like extra fitted. So, but yeah, it's pretty dope. Track 2, Candy or Candy, but it's really called Candy. Pretty dope track. It's a metaphorical track, where he uses candy for a substitute as a girl. He's he's explaining the girl that he's seeing or that he fucks with, but he's using metaphors as candies. Like, for example, like, oh, she's juicy like a bubble gum or some shit like that. She's juicy like a strawberry, shit like that. And he's just saying, like, he had a line where he said like his brother likes her more than his favorite cartoon or some shit like that. And I thought that was pretty funny. But yeah, it's pretty dope. It's kind of like how motherfuckers use white girl as a code for cocaine. So same concept with candy, you know what I mean? It's like, I feel good about candy, that shit, you know what I mean? So that's the song Candy. Like I said, he uses candy to reference a girl and stuff like that. Get Down, that's another metaphor. It's another braggadocio track. Same thing with I'm Bad. Pretty dope. I like that song a lot. Track 4, The Bristol Hotel. It's pretty cool. It's a cool track, but it's kind of like, it's some real shit. He's talking about a girl, this fat chick, who's a prostitute, You know, because you know how brothers, the brothers like the thick chicks. You know what I mean? So do I. But you know, she's a prostitute, and then she actually, you know, works out at a hotel called the Bristol Hotel in Jamaica, Queens, and you know, everybody wants her, so he just like, you know, describing what she's going, you know what prostitutes do. You know, it's just like going in depth of what they do and stuff like that. And then in the last verse, he talks about how so many people are going after her now, because you know, like, you know, after so much times you have sex, yo, it's like you're gonna smell, so you gotta take a shower. But these bras, like when you pick up prostitutes, man, like they're not clean. So, you know, in the last verse, he talked about how this guy paid her money to fuck, but then when she pulled down her pants, you know, she was smelling. But fuck it, you paid the money, so you might as well you might as well hit it. But he was saying like how she smelled so bad, like you don't know if the next person that she fucked had AIDS, and then next thing you know, the next time you go to the Bristol hotel, you'll be getting a blood transfusion. You know what I'm saying? Just based on like, you know, it's so the moral of the story is just, you know, if you're gonna get with prostitutes, just strap up, and that's it. That's what I got out of that. Pretty interesting track. Track 5, my rhyme ain't done. That's a pretty dope track. Definitely check that out. In the first verse, he talks about, you know, he talks about the president, but then in the middle of that verse, the first verse, he does like a metaphor with like the whole king of spades, the king of diamonds, like the diamonds of spades, like the card references is pretty dope. And then at the end of the verse, he'll say that's the end of the story. My rhyme ain't done, and then he goes to the second verse. So my rhyme ain't done. That's just the hook. It's just like after the end of the verse, after each verse, he says, "That's the end of the story. My rhyme ain't done," and then he goes to the next verse. So it's like there's no chorus, there's no hook. You know what I'm saying? So I guess that little sentence, that would be like the hook, and then he goes on to the next verse, and it's pretty dope. I like that track. Definitely check that joint out. Track 6, and then like within, and getting back to that song, My Rhyme Ain't Done. After each song, each verse, you know, he talks about a different story, and then like after that, he goes back when he says that's the end of the story. My rhyme ain't done. He goes to the third verse, and the third verse, if I remember, he talked about like he was using like a lot of cartoon references. He was sort of like Spider-Man and, you know, shit like that. Like the way he did that was pretty dope. And then the next verse he talked about something else, and it was like completely different. But at the end of the verse, each verse he'll say that's the end of the story. The rhyme ain't done. Definitely check that out. Pretty dope. Track 6, Break It Down. Break It On Down. Excuse me, 257. Break It On Down. That's just another braggadocio track. Pretty cool. Go Cut Creator Go. It's kind of like more like a braggadocio / club track. Something that you would play in a club, you know, for the DJs and stuff like that. But he does do a rhyme on that shit. Track 8, The Breakthrough. He fucking goes in on that track. The Breakthrough, he's just like, what I got out of that, he's just kind of like, he's going after all the haters, you know, all you motherfuckers that was hating on LO, he's one telling you motherfuckers just go fuck yourselves, and he just goes in, you know what I mean? That's what I went out of that. Like, stop hating on me, why don't you go get a job instead of hating on me, you know, go get a college degree. You know, he's just saying shit like that. That's what I got out of that. Track 9, I Need Love. Self-explanatory, I'm not gonna get into that. Can't stand that song. I'm sorry, I did not like that song at all. Track 10, Let's Get Ill. That's just another song that he did for the ladies and stuff like that. It's a braggadocio track, but towards the ladies, you know, just saying like, oh, I'm the shit, ladies, come holler at a nigga, you know what I mean? That's what I got out of that song. Track 11, The Doo-Wop, which is pretty much like talk about what he goes through his everyday life. Like, he'll get up, get ready, you know, just like real nigga shit. Like, you know, it's just like you getting up, take a shower, you know, iron your clothes, you know, fix your bed or whatever. And then like there's a part where he said like, you know, like how chicks be just going chasing after him, like how girls just throw themselves over him, like where like as soon as they meet him, they just want to fuck him and stuff like that, and that was like a little bit too much for him, you know what I mean? And just like a lot of other stuff, and that's what I got through that. And track 12 is On the Ill Tip. That's just like a skit, you know what I mean? But that's about it, man. Overall, I actually like this album. It's actually pretty good. It's actually a pretty dope album. This album actually got a lot of mixed reviews, but it's actually not bad. It's not a bad album, because a lot of people, when it comes to 80s albums, a lot of people like to kind of shit in 80s albums just because of the rhymes, a lot of the rhyme schemes that they were going for at the time, plus the beats. A lot of people, they weren't like, especially nowadays, like people, they used to the boom bap like I am. I love 90s boom bap, but people are not used to like the minimalistic beats with the 808s and the and the stuff like that. So, but give it a chance. It's not bad. Oh, forgot to mention the producers on the album. LL Cool J himself and the LA Posse. The LA Posse is a group. Is like a 4-man group. It's Daryl Pierce, Dwayne Simon, and Bobby Irvin. And somebody who's not credited on the production is DJ Pooh, because DJ Pooh is definitely part of the LA Posse, but he just never got credit for that. So that was responsible. That's the person. Those are the people that were responsible for the sound, even though they're from LA. But it definitely had like an East Coast sound. You know what I mean? So that's what I got out of that. But it's pretty dope. It's a pretty good album. Not his best, but it's actually pretty good. Like my favorite albums are like Mama Said Knock You Out and a couple of other albums. I'm not gonna say, but I think I said too much. But overall, good album. This is actually his best selling album to date. It's his highest selling album, which is surprising, but not surprising. Due to the song I Need Love, because obviously people saying like like with I Need Love, he caught a lot of flack because people were saying like, oh, he went too commercial and such and such and such, this, that, and the fourth. And that's another thing too. A lot of people was giving him shit with his album because a lot of people felt like it was a little bit too commercial, and he kind of like he kind of left his roots, which I didn't think he did. I think he had like a little mix. I think he had more battle oriented rhymes than he did the commercial tracks. But maybe they meant commercial, maybe not the subject, maybe a little bit the subject matter, but maybe about the beats. The beats weren't as hard and shit like that. But overall, I think he delivered, man. LL could spit. I think LL Cool J is one of the illest MCs of all time. The dude could rap. He's very underrated. I think people need to give him his props. And all you motherfuckers that's doing what I call romantic MCs that want to rap about chicks and all that, but then years ago you was fucking talking shit about LL and Big Daddy Kane. Oh, they rap about girls, but you doing the same fucking thing. So you know what I mean. So give LL his props. You know what I mean. So you know how I get down. Definitely check it out. It shouldn't be too hard to find. I got it at FY for like $6.99. So yeah, definitely pick it up, man. It's a classic. Well, I wouldn't call it a classic, but I guess you could call it a classic. But highly recommend it, man. If you like lyrics, you like dope beats, this is how to pick up. That's it. Hope you guys enjoyed that review. Stay tuned. I might do another review tonight. God willing. You know what I mean. Stay tuned for more videos. Peace.